Alright, so we're almost finished with our dashboard. All we need to do now is use the text in the titles and subtitles to really drive the narrative and tell a compelling story that ultimately sells this recommendation. So let's start here. What is the recommendation? Well, if we go back to the Analysis tab and look at Billy's notes, we need to overbook same month reservations to compensate for the cancellations. So the overall recommendation is that we need to overbook same month reservations during July and August. And this is going to be for the resort hotel only, so let's add that as well. Same month resort reservations during July and August. Alright, so the hotel leadership is going to read this and they're going to ask, alright, well, why? So it's the perfect opportunity to state the problem. And what is the problem? Well, it's right here, remember? So the problem is that cancellations cost us around $1 million in revenue last summer. And now we definitely have their attention. So let's get into the trend here, where the story is that our resorts cancellation rates and average daily prices, so the cancellation rate and the prices, spike during summer months. Let's adjust this slightly. And now that we actually have these two here, we can get rid of our legend. So let's highlight this, or in fact, let's get rid of the bold everywhere else. Highlight cancellation rates and make them orange. Highlight average daily prices, make those bold and blue, and now we can delete our legend. Alright, that's much better, and this is going to lead us into our next chart. So let's make some space for our title here, and we have this seasonality which increases revenue, as we can see here. So we have higher prices, so we're making more money, but also revenue loss by cancellations. And again, we really want to draw them to July and August, so let's just state that. And what we can also do one more time is get rid of the legend with the colors here. So revenue blue, revenue loss orange, and then just delete this. And now the problem is abundantly clear for hotel management. So now it's time to show them where the opportunity lies. So this is bad right now, but let's write this. But with this recommendation, we can turn this into additional revenue going forward. And here's how. So the opportunity is going to come from the bookings with lead times under 30 days. So let's focus there. Let me make some space for myself. So summer bookings made within 30 days of arrival only make up, and I'm just realizing that we don't have the percentage here. Let me see if I can calculate that real quick. So that's going to be 175, which is the cancellations between 0 and 30 days, divided by the sum of these two, so the total. So 175 plus 859, press enter. Okay, so 17%, I'm going to undo. So they only make up 17% of cancellations. Again, we don't need everything to be bold. And again, let's try to use the text to get rid of our legend. So make this bold. And since we are talking about cancellations, let's make it orange. Give ourselves some more space. And now I just need to change the colors in my bar chart as well, because we need this series to be orange to match our text. So let's select this, format, and give it an orange fill. And then I can just mute out the other series since my focus is here by using a gray color. So close this, delete the legend, and we can make this a bit smaller. Move these up. So now we're presenting this segment as an area of opportunity. Now let's really drive it home. So they make up a small number of the cancellations, and they maintain lower cancellation rates despite having higher average daily rates. Average prices. And again, let's leverage the color here. So remove the bold here. Let's include the word lower. So lower cancellation rates, and that's going to be orange. Higher prices, and prices are going to be blue. And then let's just highlight the 0 to 30 day series here. So this is cancellations, let's make it orange. And this is the other series, so let's mute that out. And these are daily rates, so we need to make this blue and mute this one out. And now that I'm looking at these bars, I'm thinking that the baseline isn't starting at 0 here, because this is really not that much bigger than 169. So let me just check that real quick. Let's add the horizontal axis, go to format, and we do have a minimum of 150, so let's just change that to 0. And that makes much more sense now. Let's delete the axis now that we made that adjustment. And that's more like it. We certainly wouldn't want to lose the credibility after all this time. So what comes next? We've outlined the problem and we've described an area of opportunity. So now let's just tie it together. Let's ask what they're thinking, right? So what does this all mean? Why are you telling me this? So what does this mean? Well, let's get into it here. I'm going to remove the bold. And we mean that by overbooking, same month, reservations during the summer, which is the recommendation that we made up here initially, we can A, replace the bookings made in advance, which are likely to be canceled, as we covered throughout the analysis. Let's make some space for ourselves. So we can replace those bookings with bookings that have a lesser risk of cancellation, which are the same month reservations that we've outlined here. And they can be sold at a higher average price. Now let me just make this space a little bit smaller and make some space for myself here. Center this right down the middle and make our recommendation bold. And there we go. Honestly, if they're not convinced by then let's just add a little light bulb icon to let them know that this is a good idea. So let's do light bulb. Here we go. Let's make this yellow. Make these two a little bit shorter. And let's take a look at our final result here. Let's go into full screen mode. And we've gone from this set of pivot tables here, which did have a really valuable analysis, but wasn't doing a great job communicating it, to this full-blown explanatory dashboard that's ready to be sent back to Billy Booker.